G'day, in this video we're going over a multi-purpose gardening tool that we purchased from a garage sale for $10. So let me explain, this is a bit of a story. So to start with, we ventured to the garage sale with no expectations. We had a wander around as we normally do, and then I spied this multi-purpose tool. So you can see that the price on it was $15 and it says hard to start. So we talked and we wondered and we went through all the scenarios, and at the end of the day it's $15, not much outlay for a tool that would probably sell for in excess of $100 brand new. So we deliberated and went through it, and we spoke to the lady and she said that she didn't know much about it and it was her husband's and he found it hard to start. So we took all the information and we walked back down the driveway. It was a long driveway, so we walked back down the driveway and we got to the car, and then we decided that we would get it. So I went back and I said to the lady, I said, would you take $10 for it? And she said yes. And then she helped me carry it all the way back down to the car and off we went. So we didn't really look at it when we were at the garage sale. We sort of stood over it, didn't touch it, didn't do any of those things until we actually paid the $10 and had it in our hands. So now we'll go on to the next part of the story.
Alright, so we got the multi-purpose Giantz, which is a 62cc multi-purpose tool. At the garage sale we got this, which is your main drive unit. It's got the handle on it. It comes with an extension pole, a chainsaw accessory, and hedge trimmers, which look pretty good, and a harness.
Okay, how much use do you think it's had?
I don't think it's had much. Looking at the hedge trimmers, they're in reasonably good condition. They're nice and sharp still. And even the chainsaw, you can see the chain and all the teeth and everything's in pretty good nick. As you can see, it's a 12-inch chain.
And what are the expectations for a $10 purchase?
I don't know, some stuff can be really good. It'll be interesting to see how it holds up to, I suppose, a higher marketed brand. So it probably, for the home gardener, it might be the perfect little thing, but obviously it's hard to start.
Okay, so we've had a little bit of a look at it already.
Yeah, we had a bit of a fiddle around with it, and one of the things, when I went to use the primer, which is under here, I noticed this section's quite loose. So upon further looking, in here where your carby joins onto your motor, there's just a screw loose, which could have been the problem of hard to start because you got air going in. So we might just pull it apart and see if we can just tighten it off. Just take the carby off. There's probably only a couple of screws involved. Careful not to lose your gasket. So you can see this section's loose, so we'll tighten it.
So that's the section you're talking about that's loose?
Yeah, so that joins onto your carby, which joins onto everything else where your filter and that is, and that was loose. So you'll get air coming into these areas which you don't need it.
So we tighten that up?
So we'll just tighten this up. There's only 2 screws. Just give it a, feels nice and tight and sealed, and then we'll put it back together. Make sure you put it the right way.
So because these units are mass produced, quite often they're not put together properly to start with.
Well, that's probably part of it, yeah. It's, done in a factory. Well, they could have just been loose and in travel or anything like that could have just come undone. You just don't know.
And are you much of a mechanic when it comes to garden tools?
Far from it. I can get around most stuff. I did a little bit of training when I was going through my education years ago. I was fortunate enough, the place I worked at, I did spend a little bit of time in the workshop, but that's going back 30 odd years, so a lot of that stuff I probably haven't quite retained. I wish I probably had. It's a normal sort of starting on a 2-stroke. You got your priming nipple under here and you choke up, hopefully. Came with fuel in it. We haven't changed the fuel over.
So how many times should you prime it?
Probably between 5 and 10. It depends on, I always probably do a little bit too much, but generally you're not going to flood it. So
I think when you're priming it, sometimes you can feel the fuel going through it.
To start with, probably the first 2 pushes, there was no fuel, but then you'll feel it. And you can actually see it going up the line.
Yeah.
So, choke's on. It's turned on.
Definitely hard to start.
Yep. I can't even get good purchase on that. Jesus. Doesn't matter. It's off, yeah. Give that a cut. But it was hard to start. Alright, so if we start it up on the table again, because I think...
We've got to start it.
Yeah. Nice work. Let it idle a bit. It says E-start.
E-start,
I
easy
think that's
start.
meant to be easy. I want to start it again.
Start it again. And
Yeah.
is this,
Hang on, you can't lock it on, I don't think,
which
can you?
one's this one that's stop and start?
Stops down. It has got stop on it. Stops that way.
Yeah. But I'm assuming you know how you...
But you can't lock it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, used to be able to. Usually, a lot of them come with a thing you can just lock it on when you start
and
it.
that one doesn't
No.
have it? Okay.
Clearly, I'm not you. Back down we go.
So, as soon as you tried to accelerate,
Yeah.
or turn the choke off?
The choke is off. I have terrible trouble starting it at a table level. I'll go get some earmuffs.
Yep.
And I think we'll give the hedges a go first.
So, to recap.
So what's a bit confusing on your choke, it runs when it's on.
Do you think they muffed it up?
Yeah, because I don't think I put it back on upside down. Definitely not. So everything's right as far as I can tell. But yeah, so the choke for this, it's got to be on to run, and we'll work it from there. So I'll go get some earmuffs. So to recap,
just to clarify, we've got the choke, this is in the on position, and this is in the off position. But when it's actually running, we need it in the on position.
2 seconds.
Are the instructions?
You'll need to move back.
So we're just putting the hedges on, because obviously we've got it running, but the real life test is when we've got it in use. Hi Toby. Hi Toby. Hello. Are you impressed by the $10 purchase? And off we go. So we're trying to get it started again.
No, I had it turned off.
Okay, so we had it started, and now we're just making a slight technical change of taking off the extension pole. So we're just having the one pole. Are they easy to get on and off?
Yeah.
Was it being sarcastic?
Yes, it was. So far, $10 is not worth it. Depends how the job goes. No, why can't I get that off? Like I can't get that any looser.
Oh, at least it's a nice autumn day to take our mind off the frustration of getting the extension pole off the trimmers. So we've taken it back inside and see how we go. But this is the tree, the bush that we're going to cut back. It's a Hakea. So it's coming out on the road a little bit, as you can see, and it's hard for us when we're driving in and out and reversing in and out that we can't see everything. So what we're going to do is trim it up. So we figured that the hedge trimmers would be a perfect opportunity to test this out on. Alright, so we're back, and a little while later we went out for lunch and the sun's not out now. So where are we up to?
So we're about to put this back together. It's a little bit fiddly.
We did manage to get it apart.
Yeah, you'd be pleased to know. So we think, because we could have read instructions, so you slide it in, and then to get it out you push it in and twist it out like that. It looks easy now, doesn't it? So push it down, tighten it. That one's still not the best. We didn't probably.
No, this one's a bit dicky.
We're wondering if the thread's gone in the screw. It's still doing the job. Right, so we'll go back to, we'll put the hedges back on the end. Just watch yourself there. So it's got to go like that. Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. There we go.
Yay!
So the one thing I'll say already is the balance of it's not great. It's very weighty down the motor end. Anyway, I know that's not how it is, but I'm going to try and start it first before I get out there. Because you know how successful I am at this. I'll see if I can start it on the table, which is unlikely, let's be honest. Not going to happen. I've got it on there. I'd say, well, it shouldn't be.
Done with the machine now. While we were using it, it did get too heavy for us. Definitely the engine was too heavy and it felt unbalanced. And I suppose that's what you get from a $10 garage sale find. So it did have working on it. It was working, and it did say hard to start. After a little bit of tinkering around, obviously we did get it to start, and every other time we started it wasn't too bad. So for getting it started, give us a like. You know you can do it. Just tap that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. If you've purchased a garden tool, a petrol powered garden tool from a garage sale and it wasn't working and you got it started, we'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.